this season of change. With only a journal, a 6-sided die, and a few minutes each day, you'll record what you discover through words, sketches, or simple notes. Meet creatures, follow trails, and pause in quiet clearings. Notice what the forest shows you and let your pages hold the stories that you find there. This is not a race or a puzzle to solve. It's a walk, one step at a time, one page at a time. I'm already super excited. I hope you guys are too. All right, then the next thing you're going to see over here is a table of contents that just kind of breaks everything down for you. Let's get into this and start our journey. All right, so the setup is, in order to play, you're going to need a journal, which I have right here. You're going to need a 6-sided die, a pen or a pencil, and you could also use colored pencils, stickers, stencils, paper, whatever you want. So I have a pen. I've got a bunch of Tombow markers up here at the top. I just randomly picked some colors that I thought might be good for fall. And possibly the forest. And then I also have some papers and some stickers and some kits kind of over here off to the side. So I did grab what was left of my pumpkin kit. I also have the mini raccoon kit because this kind of reminds me that he's in the forest maybe, right? I love that. I also grabbed the mini deco kit that was the perks kit this time that has like a scarf and a little hat and some books and some leaves. I thought that could be useful too. And then I also grabbed just some fall animals stickers that I had because I don't know who I'm going to meet in this forest. So I thought I might want those. So I grabbed those and I have everything here ready. All right, so let's dive in how to play. Start with prepare for the walk, which is a section I'm assuming we're going to get to here in just a minute. Which includes choosing your forest flavor, creating a character, and building a forest map. Follow the daily prompts, day 1 through 14 for added direction. Journal or draw the result. Use words, doodles, or both. So I'm going to pause here right now. So this is set up to be a 14-day guided like journal journey or the way you play the game. You don't have to do it 14 days in a row. You don't have to do it for 14 days. If you're having a really good time and you're like, I want to see what's next, and you've got an hour that you want to play in your journal, you can keep going. You don't have to do it just daily. So this is just a guideline, but you can do that however you want. Anytime it says to roll once or twice, use your main encounter table. I guess we'll get to that and figure that out, right? Then filter your result through your chosen forest flavor: whimsical, enchanted, golden autumn, dark and tangled, misty morning, or ancient. Those are the types of forest that you can roll. If you want more detail, use the optional mini encounter table for added guidance. Some days ask you to roll twice, combine results for richer stories. Some days have multiple parts, do all of them. Continue for 14 days or longer. The forest is endless. You can keep rolling and adding to your journal as long as you wish. Or if you finish with one story, say for example, we get whimsical and you wanted to really go into like dark and tangled, right? You're like, well, that was really fun, but let's give it a little twist now. So you can play the game more than once, or you can just continue to roll and just see where it goes. Okay, there's a whole example of play here. We're going to skip that for now. Let's just look at these optional journaling tips and then we're going to prepare for our walk. So if you're new to journaling games, which I am, I've never played a journaling game in full disclosure, so I think this will be fun. Don't worry about filling the whole page. Simple marks still count as noticing. So for example, you could try one sentence, just a few words. Maybe it talks about colors and sounds and textures, a quick sketch or a doodle, a collage, scrap, sticker, or pressed leaf. There's no wrong way. The forest will meet you where you are. Okay, so basically what I always say, there's no right or wrong way to journal, and this is 100% true here too. All right, so let's prepare for our walk. Let's take a sip of coffee. That's why it's here. Okay, choose your forest flavor. Decide what kind of forest you'll be walking through. This sets the tone and mood for all your encounters. You can choose the one that inspires you or roll a die to let chance decide. Each forest has its own atmosphere, details, and flavor to filter your encounters through. I don't think I'm going to roll the dice because I can already tell you I want a whimsical forest. That's just my personality. So the whimsical forest is playful, colorful, curious, mushrooms and bright clusters, trees with twisting trunks, animals that seem to almost wink at you, paths that curve in unexpected loops. That is 100% me. If I wanted to roll, what you would do here is roll a dice. If I was going to stick with this one, I would go with number 5 and I would use the Misty Morning Forest. However, like I said, I want to do the Whimsical Forest. You can either choose or roll, whichever. I'm going to do Whimsical Forest first. All right, the next thing we need to do is create a character. So before you step into the forest, sketch or write a few notes about who you are in this story. So we have to give it a name. If you don't want it to be yourself and you want to be a character, choose a name, the reason for walking, what you carry, and a quirk or a trait. Keep this simple, just a few lines or a doodle. Your traveler will take shape as the journey unfolds. All right, so I'm going to sit this here for a second. Let's go ahead and, actually I'm gonna put it over here out of the way. Let's go to my journal. Now I have skipped a few pages and I've gone towards the back so that way I won't run into any other pre-made pages that I already have. Okay, so before we step into the forest, sketch or write a few notes about who you are. So I think what I'm gonna do is I am going to just pick a color here, because I want this to be pretty as well, even though I feel like it's kind of just like notes and like pre-gaming. Ooh, that's what we're gonna call it. We're gonna call it the journal game pre-game. I like that. All right, so I'm just gonna make it a little pretty. So we're just gonna say the journal game dot, and then I'm just going to put pre-game. I don't know if pre-game's one word or two. We're going to put a dash in it because I can't really remember. Doesn't really matter. All right, so the journal game pre-game. Here we go. And I do want this to look pretty. So do I have my ruler handy? I bet I do. Hold on. All right, so I'm just going to draw my lines over here and make my little box. And then I will just put all my notes in here with maybe a sticker. We'll see. Maybe a sticker. Sticker might go here. All right, let's try to be careful with that because that is very close to the bottom. All right, perfect. All right, so now I have a little box to do our pre-gaming in. Let me just put that over there out of the way. Okay, so let's put what we need here. We need a name. So I'm just gonna write name. And then we need a reason for walking. And then, what am I carrying? And I think I'm going to be my own character, so I'm just going to literally put, what am I carrying? And a quirk or a trait. So that means something like when you walk, you whistle, or you daydream, or you look at the clouds, like whatever that might look like for you. So we'll put a quirk or whatever you want it to look like. Like this doesn't have to be real life. This can be a story too, right? So is there something you've always wanted to have as a quirk or a trait? You can totally give that to yourself as well. All right, let's draw some lines here. Let's make it pretty. All right, I am going to add a sticker to this, and then I am going to sit down and figure that out real quick. Let me see what stickers I have. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and add a pumpkin. I mean, I don't know. I think in my whimsy walk, we would definitely see a pumpkin. Oh, I might put that there too, just because I can. Let's do that since it just happened to pop out at me. Let's go ahead and put that down. This is why you save scraps, friends. You can always, always, always use them. All right, so I'm just gonna put that right there. And then let's pick our pumpkin. Let's just do this little orange one here. Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm gonna be my own character. So my character's name is gonna be Terry. That's easy. All right, reason for walking. Let's see, let's come up with something creative. So it's a whimsy walk. I think it's going to be to enjoy, reason for walking is going to be to enjoy the season with the cooler weather and the change of the leaves. These are actually two things that I really, really miss about being back east. Even though I said that it was like super cold here this morning, it's probably going to be 70 by lunchtime. So I miss like just having normal cold days. And we do have some change in color of the leaves, mostly yellow. We don't have like all the deep reds and the oranges unless you literally go up into the mountains. So this is actually factual for me. Okay, what am I carrying? If I go into a walk like that, I definitely have a backpack with water, snacks, my journal, because, you know, it goes everywhere with me pretty much, pens, and my phone. Maybe I'm not supposed to have my phone on this walk, but you know I'm not leaving here without my phone. All right, a quirk or a trait. Let's see, a quirk or a trait. Okay, I think my quirk is that I tend to take way too many pictures. Take way too many oh, there's a dog, it's not mine. And I love to stop and look around. Okay, I think our pregame is all set and ready to go. So we've got our name, the reason for walking, what I'll be carrying, and a quirk and or trait. Okay, next thing that we need to do is build a forest map. Your forest can be imagined, drawn, or collaged. At the start, draw a small trailhead or a forest edge in your journal. Each day, you can add a symbol for where you walked, a leaf, a stone, or a paw print. Maybe Katie and Cody need to come on this with me. I have to think about that. Add a symbol for where you walked. That's what I just said. Try arrows, spirals, or tiny footprints for movement. Draw small icons for clearings, weather changes, or found objects. Sketch or write notes of what you encountered. Let the map grow naturally. Paths, clearings, small icons for animals or objects. There is no right or wrong way to do this. Your map becomes a record of your journey. Okay, so let's go ahead and figure out what this looks like. I'm envisioning starting here and then kind of like maybe winding my way through the forest. Or I guess maybe I have to come out. So maybe I go this way and there's like a little spiral that comes down like this. I think that's maybe what has to happen. So first we need a clearing in the forest. Let's open this deco kit real quick and just see what's in here. Maybe the paw prints are raccoon paw prints. I think Katie and Cody need to stay home. I know that just sounds weird, but I kind of feel like they just need to stay home. So, all right, let's see what's in this raccoon deco kit because it's just super cute. So we've got papers over here that are double-sided, of course. and they are perfect for this project. We've got a journal card. I don't think I'm going to use that right this minute, so I'm just going to put that over there. And we've got die cuts, but we have, look, we have these cute little raccoons, and I think maybe the raccoon is kind of like my unofficial guide through the forest. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to start here. I feel like this will be the last one, like we finished. So maybe that's the last one. So maybe the start of it is right here because I've got my coffee and my pumpkin. Let's use this one to start. I feel like that just kind of makes sense. But now that I took that out, I also feel like, do I want some? I don't think I want any paper on here. All right, so we're just gonna put this little guy right here. And this is going to be the start of our forest. Oh, I didn't name the forest. I feel like the forest needs a name. I'm going to name it because I'm keeping it whimsy. I think I want to name it the 100 Acre Woodlands. Because you guys know I'm a big Disney fan. And I just feel like that feels right. The 100 Acre Woodlands. All right, so I'm gonna leave some space and I'm gonna draw that in up here. But I'm gonna take my time and do that. So I'm gonna leave that space, but it's gonna be called the 100 Acre Woodlands. Down here is gonna be our start. So I'm just gonna put, I think I'm just gonna write start right here. Okay, and then let's see, what else does it say? At the start, draw a small trailhead. I used this one, or forest edge in your journal. Each day you can add a symbol, let it grow naturally. Okay, so we're gonna let this grow naturally, so we're starting here. All right, let's go to day one. I think we're ready. I think we're ready for day one. So everything that I've done so far is kind of like this setup to play the game. All right, day one. The first step. Ooh, this is exciting. You're at the edge of the forest. What do you see, hear, and feel before you even take a step inside? Draw or list 3 small details that mark the beginning of your walk. No role today, just set the scene. Okay, so here's what I'm kind of imagining on this. So that's day one. I know I've got my little raccoon. He's going to be my little guide because we're in the whimsy forest. Let me go ahead and pull this closer again. Because we're in the whimsy forest. So I think for me, the best way to do this is just kind of like pause, close my eyes, picture what I see. So if I'm walking into the forest, I see this raccoon sitting on probably a little log with a little pumpkin next to him, holding his little cup of coffee, kind of welcoming me into the forest. So this is going to be the map. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the page, and I am going to decorate this a little bit because I want to kind of set the scene, right? So I actually like those two together. Oh, I like that together too. Maybe I'll save that. So I think what I'm going to do is put like a little bit of a border down here, and then I can just kind of like do day one, the first step, and like kind of label them as I go is what I'm thinking that I want to do, because I think that'll be neat that way. So let me go ahead and I brought out the big one today because I had some 12 by 12 paper and I wasn't sure if I was going to use that or not, but I'm just going to cut this so that I can also rip it. So let me do that. Let me put that piece over there again. And let me just see how much I want to rip off of there or cut off of here. So this is going to be really fun. And again, you can make it. Where's the blade? Okay. I'm like, wait, where am I cutting exactly here? I haven't used this one in a really, really long time. You can make this as creative or as non-creative as you want to. It doesn't matter. It's really just about having fun, taking some time for you, and doing something that is just different and fun. So I'm just going to do this as like a quick little rip. And then we will put this together. Where is my adhesive? I think I'm gonna do the pumpkins on the outside. So we're gonna do this one first. And I know I'm gonna run out of adhesive because I made cards last night. So I'm probably gonna have to change it at some point before I'm done this, but that's okay. Let me just see exactly where I wanna put that. Okay, so I think we wanna put it about right here. And if for some reason there is a little white showing through, we're gonna be okay with that. It won't be the end of the world. Okay, let me just put this here. Oh, I like that. All right, I'm gonna get my corner rounder and finish those edges. Cool. All right, now because this is day one, and the raccoon is meeting me, I feel like we need a raccoon in here. I could do a die cut. I could do this one because he is meeting me in here. So let's do that. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna wait and see how much space I take up on here. Okay, so there's no rolling the dice. We're at the edge of the forest. What do you see, hear, and feel before you even take a step inside? I am going to, actually, I'm not going to do it that way. All right, this is the part where I'm going to stop and I'm going to go ahead and put the background noise up a little bit, which is actually waterfalls and sounds of the forest. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that up a little bit so that you have something to listen to as I work through this. And then when I am done, I will turn that back down and I will come back and walk you through what I did. Okay, that didn't take too long. So this is day one, the first step. So what I wrote was, I'm at the edge of the forest. I'm looking in with an excitement because it is beautiful. The colors of the trees and the leaves, still brown and green, but also lots of orange, yellow, and reds. I see a clearing that looks like a path has already been made just for me. I can hear the sounds of birds chirping happily in the background along with rippling water. I look to my left and sitting on a broken tree branch is a raccoon all bundled up and ready to welcome me. So that is day one of our journal game. You guys, I am so excited to continue with this. So for the next 14 days, I am going to come live right here about the same time every day and work on our next day. And I can't wait to take you along on this journey and see where we end up. Now, if you are loving this and you're like, okay, I want to do my own journal game, drop me a comment below and we will make sure that we get you all set up as well. All right, friends, have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow again for day 2 of our journal game and our adventure into the 100 acre. And I decided to make it a forest. So have a good day, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.